Thoroughbreds, welcome back to another episode of Penalty Broncos. We are the number one Broncos podcast that we listen to, at least. We're here to give you the best professional amateur opinion on all things Bronco. This is the NRL review of round 18. Woke up this morning to a bit of sad news that we'd like to just kick off the potty with. Cameron Munster's father passed away overnight, Saturday night. So he has left camp to be at home with his family, but we have been told that he will return to the squad. So our thoughts and well wishes are with Cameron, his family, his close friends, and with the Maroon team as well. No doubt they were all a tight-knit bunch of guys, so it would affect a lot of people greatly. But with that, we have got our forward pack online. Langers, how's your week been, mate?
Righto, mate. My week has been pretty good. Yeah, obviously pretty sort of terrible news to wake up to. Yeah, condolences to the Munster family. Obviously, it's always a hard time when you lose your parent. As I'm sure a few thoroughbreds might have possibly gone through that. I've gone through that. So, no, it's never a good time losing a parent. So, hopefully, Cameron's doing all right, and he's surrounded by some loved ones and whatnot, and hopefully, as a Queenslander, he can, sort of turn it on come game day. I'm sure he will. I'm sure, everybody will turn it on. If you're a punting man, he's paying $10 for player of the match. I don't know, maybe some value there.
Probably not after this morning.
Yeah, he'd probably be $3 by tomorrow now. But no, week was good, mate. I was in town this week, so that's a bit of a change for me. Had some appointments and whatnot. I think the cool kids call it life admin, but for a normal bloke, it's chores and appointments. So that was my week. But it was good to get around some footy, and can't wait to get into this one. What about you, Ringer? How was your week, mate?
Yeah, good, Langers. Yeah, mate. Just want to mirror your two fellas' condolences there to the Munster family. Obviously, that's awful news for Cam. Obviously, probably unexpected. If he was in camp, that's not something that was on the horizon. So obviously it's going to be a tough time. Going to gel the boys, no doubt, and we wish the Munster family all the best. But yeah, mate, been daddy daycare this week. Wifey's been away doing some work, conferences, professional development sort of stuff. So it's been me and two sick kids, all three of us in the snot realm. It's been a tough curry, but they've gone today, headed off. So yeah, Daddy's been R&R'ing on a Sunday, trying to vix himself to death. I'm pretty sure I've put a tub of that shit into my body today. So we'll get through this, no doubt. But yeah, how'd you go, Brito? How's your week been, mate?
I hear that, Thoroughbreds. It's just one of the forward pack just keen to truck nut for us. He's fucking putting on the hard yards. Mate, I'm coming down with a little thing. Should you say that? The old back of the throat's a bit itchy, and you just like Steve Carell in The Office. Just don't you fucking dare kick into something. But I've got my multivitamins, so I'll fucking double up on those bad boys and try and kick it in the nuts. Yeah, that's it. No, week's been hectic at work, which is a nice change. So it's good to get back into it, get a little bit of stress running through the blood, which is good. But yeah, on regards to Cameron, first thing I thought of, obviously first thing I was like, oh, that must be unexpected. I don't know the circumstances around it. It'd be pure speculation if I did say anything, but I'd imagine that sudden come as a shock. And then I was like, oh, it's like Langers. I wonder what Munster playing. I wonder if he's going to play. You would forgive the lad if he didn't. And then it come out that he would come back for game 3. And we're like, okay, this could be big for Munster. He'd want to put it on for his dad sort of thing, which is fair enough. And then it clicked to me as well that the entire team, they're all pretty tight knit. They've all known Munster for quite a while, Billy especially. So yeah, I can't. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be a very emotional game on Wednesday now, win or lose, really. But it was great that Cameron's dad got to see him captain the state, even if it was for one game. So it'll be really emotional stuff. And what better old heads to have on the field for that emotion when you've got Big Papa and Capewell out there as well, just to sort of stem the tide a little, hopefully not let it boil over too much, and then we can ride that wave in. So, all right, we'll move on. Just a quick shout out. Give us a like, listeners, wherever you are. Make sure you're following us, subscribe and everything. Also, any businesses, give us a shout out. We've got bundles and stuff. We'd love to have you on board. We've got some big plans, so we'll see how we go. Right. This is going to be one of the greatest episodes, easiest episodes that we have done. I have watched the highlights of that game on repeat. Seriously, and I've got the snip, so luckily, because otherwise there might be a little tadpole running around in about 9 months. That's lead in the pencil shit will happen against the Bulldogs, especially being the underdogs, especially with the players we had out. I know they had players out. Don't care. As far as I'm concerned, we had more of an impact when it come to our roster. And just the way the lads toiled at the start and then finished it with that emotion. You can see, just quickly as well, I am all for having a coach that has emotion in the box for once. We had Wayne Skeletor, whatever you want to call him, in the box, just zero emotion, and that was great. That was good, that was sort of something that we played on. And then we had a couple there that tried to be half Wayne, tried to do whatever they had to do, but seeing Match just get into the boys, especially when Piakora went over. It would have been Billy when Billy went over. I thought the roof was going to rip off the coach's box there, the way that he jumped up and slapped old mate. Anyway, we'll get into it. No, we didn't. We took on the Bulldogs away at Accor Stadium for round 18 of the NRL season. First half, 16-0 to the Bulldogs. It was looking pretty good. I'll say my piece when we get to it, but 16-0, we went into the sheds, see how we come out the other side, 2-22. 22 unanswered points. Basically, the Dogs took that 2, thought they could defend their way. We averaged around 24 to 26 points a game, and we can do it within 30, 40 seconds. It was very bold of them to take the 2. I was surprised. I was shocked when they did it. I thought they would have went for the juggler a bit, and maybe they might learn some lessons out of it. But the capacity at Accor, 83,500. In attendance was 25,234. Possession was 53% to the Bulldogs. Completion rate, 72% each is what it ended up being. However, the Dogs completed 34 out of 47, and we completed 32 out of 44. Average set meters, the Dogs got that. We got that, 33.43 meters to their 32.27. Tackle efficiency was 88.17. Bulldogs, 90.89% to us. Penalties conceded. I am going to have to check that again because I don't think I wrote that down wrong. Surely, and just give me a tick here, guys, because that isn't. I think I said the same thing when I first read it. Nope, that's right.
There was a lot.
13 penalties to the Dogs, 15 penalties that the Broncos conceded.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Oh.
I didn't realise there was that many penalties blown. I must have just been shitting bricks the entire fucking game.
6 again.
Errors was 5 to 6. So we made 6 errors there against their 5. Ruck infringements was 2 to 5. We lost out there. Inside 10 meters, we got pinged once. Dogs got pinged 0. No on reports. No sin bins. So, before we get into the game review, does anyone want to do just a quick little thoughts before we attack it? Ringer?
Yeah, mate. One of the most roller coastery games this year, obviously. Funnily though, it was a weird vibe because 16-0 down, I did not feel like we were too far out of it. just because they only scored one try running around us or like breaking our defence. The other two were, let's not beat around the bush. It was Selwyn Cobbo just having a big sleep in the middle of the game twice. So other than that, defensively, even though we couldn't hold the ball and we kept giving 6 weekends, our defence was good and they were throwing a bit at us and we just kept scrambling and turning up, which I liked. Like I thought, well, this is good, at least the boys are going to have a crack. Top of the table at home, what more can you ask for? And then when we went over the first time, I was like, oh, it got a bit of blood in it. Like, I won't lie, it got a bit of blood in it. And I was like, and then, we had to wait 60 odd minutes or something to get a sniff. But, with that team, once they actually decide to play football, there's not a team that can stop them. So, very happy. We're going to get into it, obviously. The one stat I wanted to bring up before we get into the big review was that we won the post-contact meters with 26 less runs.
Wow.
So,
there you go.
like that's fucking incredible. Like, we only just won it. I think it was 483 to 481 or something, but it doesn't matter. 56 less possessions to win the post-contact means, and a fair bit of that has to be attributed to someone that we are going to glaze later, Big X Willison. I think that's an incredible stat, considering how much ball we dropped in the first half. But it just gives you confidence that, we're going in the right direction. And I'll say the last thing I'm going to say, very proud of our panel here that we weren't kicking Madge out 3 or 4 weeks ago when we were in the doldrums. We all said, no, we got to stay the course because there was a hell of a lot of thoroughbreds that went, boot him, get out, go on.
Yep.
And it could come back, but you've got to be patient. We've seen it too many times in rugby league where people fucking jump up and down and say to coach, like, they got to take time to get what they want. And it's obvious now, all the hard training and all the crap that was coming out, who was coming home with a wet sail and looked like they could play 95 minutes? Like, it was pretty incredible. So anyway, that'll do me for right now, but the glazing is going to begin soon.
I'll go on to that. Karapani, when he did score, you could see he wanted to celebrate, and he batted it away. He's like, fuck, we still got work to do, sort of thing. And Hoyter went over.
Yeah.
The emotion, that lad has played nearly single digit numbers in his entire career of first grade, right? When he went over, the emotion that everyone showed and got around it, I was like, that doesn't seem like someone who's just been playing Q Cup.
Yeah.
Like, that seems like someone who's been in the trenches with the rest of the 30-man squad in the off-season. He's been doing his time. He's been doing what Madge wants him to do. And then, we'll get onto it as well. There's other players that Madge is starting to really bring on, that if we played that game possibly at the beginning of the year or definitely last year, we weren't coming back from that. We were sitting under the goalpost, just fucking twiddling our thumbs, going, fuck, here's another try. We probably get beat by 50, to be honest, last year. But yeah, no, it was great. It was so good to see that we can do that without our stars. And it's so good to see that the next man up mentality was there. We did play a little bit of a different game style. Obviously, we didn't have Carrigan, we didn't have House, so we had to. But we played to the strengths of the players that we did have, and that's all Madge. And Trent Barrett as well.
Yep. Credit where credit's due.
That's it. All right, Langers, give us a little bit, mate, or just take it away and we'll fucking raw dog this shit.
How can we just take it away, Thoroughbreds? Let's get into it, eh? Let's rip this Band-Aid off and just get absolutely deep into it.
Fuck God.
Last week, with this review, felt like I said attacking opportunity way too many times. So I've had some reflection this week. I've gone onto a thesaurus. I've typed it into Google. I've tried to find another phrase to use, and they just don't cut the mustard, in my opinion. So I'm just going to stick with attacking opportunity. So Thoroughbreds, if you're sick of the term attacking opportunity, reach out, give us another option to use, and we'll try to use that one. But for now, attacking opportunity it is. So let's get into it. As we all know, Broncos versus Bulldogs. 3rd minute, straight up. Brendan Piakura sent for a HIA after copping a stray head knock from Ezra Mam while tackling Marcelo Montoya on the Bulldogs' second set of the night. So Mam is wrapped up Montoya, heads ricocheted off him straight into the side of Brendan Piakura. That boy was dazed, absolutely, when he was trying to run up. He was, he didn't know where he was for a few seconds there. So straight off for a HIA. Thankfully, Brendan passes that, so that's good news for us considering how depleted we were in numbers and reps out for Origin, obviously. Gushewski, fucking who knows how you pronounce your last name, Russ? Like, I don't know. There is a W in there that doesn't get mentioned when someone pronounces your name. Bro, I don't know how to, like, the commentators call you Gushewski, but there's no V. Like, what? Bro, I don't know. We'll move on from that. Jack Goss replaces him when Brendan goes off for a HIA. In the 5th minute, pass from Selwyn Cobber to Jordan Ricky that sees Ricky streak down the side, right-hand side in open space, is unfortunately called forward. Now, he was away if the ref let that one slide, but unfortunately he didn't. Broncos still get the penalty for a Bulldogs inside 10 metres infringement, which helps them get out of their own end. Set ends with a Reynolds bomb that is taken pretty comfortably by Tuala, and Anari Tuala, or the Bulldogs, is winger, if you didn't know. Into the 7th minute, Jacob Preston from the Bulldogs makes a break down their right-hand side, only for Josiah Karapani to grab his foot and throw it on the line, forcing him out. Lovely tackle by Karapani, as a Broncos fan. Lovely tackle. The foot never actually touched the line, so yeah.
Matter. That's schematics.
Yeah.
Footy IQ, mate. Footy IQ.
Yeah, that's yeah. So Broncos a little bit lucky to get away with that one, but we will absolutely take it. Into the 10th minute, Reynolds kicks it out on the 5th, trying to do a 40-20. Right idea, wrong angle is what I chalked it up to. Bulldogs with, you guessed it, an attacking opportunity. Good cover defense from the Broncos sees Reynolds bat the ball dead for a Broncos dropout. And Reynolds sends it long, doesn't he? So, hey, your boy is happy with that. Love to see that. Into the 13th minute, Bulldogs attacking opportunity from the dropout ends with what I thought was a kick-out knock-on, but the ref says that apparently Reynolds got a couple of cake stealers onto it before kick-out does. So, so basically double knock-on, no advantage played. So, Bulldogs get the ball. Shit pass from Lockie Galvin, and that will be a common theme in my review tonight, and we'll probably talk about that at the end. But shit pass from Lockie Galvin. Bulldogs scrum feed on the Broncos' 10-metre line. Still in the 13th minute, from the scrum, Bulldogs spread it right. Marcelo Montoya, he gets the ball, and he just goes over in the corner for the Bulldogs' first try. It's routine play from the scrum for the Bulldogs. Just created that 4-on-3 overlap. Not much you can really sort of do there. They just passed it through the hands, did what any team would do with a 4-on-3 overlap, and they go over. Kick converted 6-0. In that time between the 13th and in the 16th minute, Brendan Piakura, he comes back on after he has cleared his HIA. It's a free interchange, so Tyson Smoothie comes off. Then in the 18th minute, we get a penalty to the Broncos after basically the whole of the Bulldogs team was in front of Matty Burton when he kicked it on their 5th tackle. So, good call for the Broncos because that ball actually bounced. They got the ball back, spread it to, I think, Montoya. He's kicked it. Cobbo's end up getting it on like the Broncos try line. So good call for the Broncos because they would have basically had to come out of there deep into their end, but instead, we get an attacking opportunity. So that's good to see. Attacking opportunity ends with a Reynolds grubber that just goes dead before Staggs can jump on it. I think, if he just had one less Wheat Bix for breakfast, it would have sat up nicely for Staggs, and we could have seen some points early on for the Broncos, but unfortunately, it was not to be. From the 18th minute into the 21st minute, we get a penalty to the Bulldogs for Ezra Mam offside. Bulldogs with an attacking opportunity. Still in the 21st minute, we see some of that old bullshit. We got a try to Matty Burton on their fifth tackle. Horrible fifth tackle by the Bulldogs. They end up losing 30 metres before he kicks it and ends up grounding his own kick after sort of Cobbo and Mariner just sort of got a little bit mixed up on each other. And yeah, it was sort of just a weird one. Like Marcelo Montoya, he got it. He ended up on the ground, throws the old Hail Mary over his head sort of thing. And yeah, still keeps it alive, unfortunately for us. Little note here, Cobbo was jogging. So,
Yeah.
that's good to see for your fullback.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're right there about to score, just, jogging fullback. So that's always good to see. Kick not converted 10-0. Ringer, talk to me.
Oh, mate, this is just the start of where, there's a lot of swearing happening. Because this was a pretty pivotal moment, I thought, at the time. Of course, you don't know what's going to happen later. But I felt if we held that out, if we would have got either a repeat set there or just even stopped them, they looked really frazzled in attack.
Yeah.
And it was a lucky, everything leading up was bullshit lucky. Let's just fucking get that out of the way. Good on them. You got to put yourself in that position for it to come off. But I mean, there was not one thing there that didn't just work perfectly, right down to the bounce of the ball after both the Broncos Nelly hit it. And, it could have squirted anywhere, and even though Selwyn was jogging, it could have bounced off his big buff head and went dead or something. It was just unlucky, but. Yes, was not very happy with Selwyn's effort there at all, because the high shot didn't do him any favours when you seen him taking about the first 15 metres towards that kick where he's just loping along run, cunt, come on. Let's
what
go.
are you doing?
So I think a few Thoroughbreds went, worrying signs here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was definitely my sort of mentality as well. Fucking good luck, Dolphins, if this is what you're going to get. Just a jogging fullback. But anyway, from that 21st minute try, like I said, kick not converted. So 10-0 to the Doggies at this stage. Into the 23rd minute after that try, Selwyn Cobbo kicks it dead from the restart. So 2 errors from Cobbo in as many minutes. Not great. Bulldogs with another attacking opportunity. That opportunity ends with a Broncos regather after a deflection. So yeah, nothing too great there. Also in that 23rd minute, Broncos have their first official interchange. The HIA ones don't count. We have Jaden Hunt coming on and Xavier Willison coming off. Then in the 24th minute, we get a captain's challenge on a Stags knock on. Stags was very adamant that it was stripped. As soon as ref blew that whistle, he was straight up, looked straight at Reynolds, challenge. That was stripped. Replay shows Stags losing the ball before it is stripped by a kick out. So unfortunately, captain's challenge is unsuccessful. So we lose our captain's challenge for the night in the 24th minute. And that potentially hurts us down the track. It doesn't. We already know the outcome, but it doesn't. But, we could have used it later on down the track, which I'll get to. Bulldogs with another attacking opportunity. That opportunity ends with a knock-on / sloppy play. Play the ball by Lockie Galvin. Just another thing for Lockie Galvin. We'll talk about that. Completions at this stage in the 24th minute. Bulldogs, 16 out of 18 for 89%. Broncos, 6 out of 10 for 60%. So they completed 16 to our 6. Brito, talk to me.
I seen that stat when it flashed up, right? And I was like, in my head, I went, we just haven't had the ball. Oh my God, let's get some ball. Let's do something with it when we do have it instead of losing it. I mean, we'd only really incompleted 4 sets at this point, and we weren't even in it attacking wise. And I got a note here. Reed at that point of the game was absolutely murdering our marker defense.
Yeah.
He was having a field day with that, and I can't point it on anybody in particular. He was just in and around everything. And even if our markers did get to him, he was doing the short offload to the next man running off his hip sort of thing, or turning it back in. But he was having a great game at this point.
Yeah. No, definitely. From the 24th minute, we go into the 26th minute, and we get Viliami Kikau with a charge down on an Adam Reynolds 5th tackle kick. That was rough to watch, that one.
He's the NRL leader for charge downs.
Yeah. Sees him regather the ball and get tackled inside the Broncos 10 metres by Cobbo. I've got try-saving tackle from Cobbo here. I mean, technically it was, but I mean, he's also the fullback and he was there doing his job, so that's good. But hey, still saved a try, so we'll take that. Good on you, Selwyn. Bulldogs with all the momentum at the moment. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that one. Set ends with Connor Tracy kicking it dead for a Broncos 20-metre restart. He actually kicks it and then tries to bat it back, and he ends up batting it back into his mush. So that was good to see. Then we have a couple of interchanges. So the Bulldogs have their third interchange. Bailey Hayward comes on. Jake Turpin comes off. Broncos have their second one with Ben Talty coming on for Kobe Hetherington. And then the Bulldogs also do Curtis Moran for Harry Hayes. And, Bulldogs do 3 interchanges, and then Josh Curran on, Samuel Hughes off. So, yeah, that was 3 interchanges all at once, and then the Broncos do 1. Anybody, Brito?
Yeah, I did notice as well during this, it was a bit weird that they did 3 in 1. I don't know if they normally do that. Like, obviously, I don't watch Bulldogs games and what Silverado does during the games or whatnot, but I was like, surely they're not that tired. They've had all the ball.
Yeah.
Surely they can do a bit more. I also made a point, I noticed that Ezra was making an absolute point that whenever Tracy ran the ball back, was whacking him.
Yes.
And was feeding it. And we called it on the Kennel podcast midweek, Langers. Tracy was the league leader in kick return meters, and comfortably until KO Weeks went and did an absolute number on everyone over the weekend. But he's got 1,224 meters.
Wow.
He's second now because KO's at 1,407, and the next closest is 968 in William Kennedy. So we did some tape. You obviously know that Connor Tracy's there. His support play, I believe he's first in support play. Second is Gamat Shibasaki, close in behind him there. But yeah, Ezra, and like it was like 3 or 4 times that Ezra absolutely hit the ribs of Tracy. And I was like, it's like a body shot in boxing, I guess. Like if we keep knocking down that timber, maybe it'll help us in the back end.
Yeah. Well, hey, you might have been onto something there because that back end was pretty spectacular. So
yes.
Let's get through these veggies so we can get into that dessert, shall we? 33rd minute, we get a try to Viliami Kikau near the uprights after a Lockie Galvin bomb that Cobbo lets bounce. Kick converted, 16-0.
More swearing.
Boys.
Mate.
Should Cobbo have caught that on the full? Ringer, talk to me.
Mate, once again, it's the half-assed decision-making that is his downfall, isn't it? It's like, if you're not confident, if you don't think you got the support to get the ball, why did he run so close to it instead of just like hanging back and see what happens with whether they take it, whether it bounces, gives himself a chance? Like he runs right up to Nelly going to take it, pulls out, and then they get it and like so he wasn't either defense or attack, and once again was not very happy with young Selwyn just because, you know, I know they've been under the pump for a lot of the time this game, but mate, if you want to be a fullback, like that, you got to do better than that. I'm sorry, you just got to, and then like make your decisions, hang back and wait for whoever they're going to catch, because if he hangs back and then he doesn't get the ball and still tries to make a tackle, it's still better than what he did, because what he did, he done nothing. So,
Yep. Brito, what are your thoughts, mate?
We'll get to his stats. He actually turned the stats around by the end of the game. Like absolutely. I was very surprised when I did that. But before the game, I was like, Cobbo, he's been recalled back in. He'd want to come out and have a good game here. Hopefully he doesn't kick rocks and We have a try, obviously missed fumbled ball, whatever you want to call it, kick out on the full, and then we have that. And in my head, I just went, 60,000 fans just went, now we know why we're letting you go. Like, if you can't do that. You can't want to resign. I want to stay. They're going to force me out. And then you can't, when you are forced out, even if that is the case, or you left, you can't just turn up for your next game and do that bad. Because it's not only, it's going to be bad for you, it's bad for your future club, it's bad, the press gets involved, all this sort of stuff. Thankfully we won, because I haven't heard shit about Cobbo's game since we won.
Yeah.
And I think that's got something to do with it. But it was terrible, but it was good to see that he didn't give up. Which
we'll get to. Absolutely, there was redemption on the cards for the big fella. We will eventually get to that, but still in the veggies at the moment. So from the 33rd minute, like I said, kick converted, 16-0. Then in the 35th minute, we get a forward pass from Matty Burton, gives Broncos the scrum feed inside the Broncos half. That attacking opportunity ends with Selwyn Cobbo dropping the ball right after the 6 again, hooter, buzzer, siren, whatever you want to call it. So that was rough. To be fair, Kikau, he does rake the ball out, but we've already exhausted our captain's challenge, so we just have to suck it up and listen to the ref. And he calls it that it was a drop ball, so it was a drop ball, unfortunately. Also in that 35th minute, we have the Broncos' third interchange, Xavier Willison coming back on, Jaden Hunt coming off. Then in the 37th minute, good Broncos defence takes Matty Burton out on the sideline, giving the Broncos good field position. That's when I was like, righto, boys, surely we can get one before we go into the sheds here. Not go in the sheds with a goose egg on our scorecard. We can get some points in here. Mam kicks it on the 4th, and it is easily gathered by Marcelo Montoya, so no good there. Then in the 39th minute, just before half-time, we get a knock-on / sloppy play the ball from the Bulldogs. Bailey Howard gives the Broncos just like another shot before half-time. I was like, righto, boys, we got a shot. It didn't happen. Righto, boys, we got another shot. Let's go. That shot basically ends with a knock-on from Deloise Hoyter after a hard sort of cut-out pass from Ezra Mann, a sort of hard ball to take. So obviously the Bulldogs get the ball and they just sort of run out the half from that. So, half-time, 16-0 to the Bulldogs. Not great. Half-time sort of notes here. Completions at the half-time mark, Bulldogs 22 out of 27, Broncos 11 out of 18. So literally half the amount that the Bulldogs have. So that sort of shows how much defense that the Broncos had to do for that first half. Errors, Bulldogs 5, Broncos 8. Albo lazy and complacent, just caught jogging multiple times. Ezra Mann booed hard every single time he touched that ball. And that's only at the halftime. I've got another little stat at the end there as well. I've got this note here. Bulldogs should be 26-0 after the amount of defending that the Broncos had to do, so credit to the boys for that. And then my last little note here, Big X looking good. Talk to me about the first half. Ringer, we'll start with you, mate. Talk to me.
Mate, obviously disappointing. And at this stage, as a thoroughbred, you're thinking, even if we wanted to have a comeback, how are we going to be able to lift our legs up in the back end of this game, considering how much defense and possession we've given to the Bulldogs? Like, they've only scored 3 times and 2 of them were off kicks and one of them was late. Well, both of them were lazy efforts. But you just thought the weight of that was going to come back to bite us at the end of the game. But yes, there was some hope in players like X that was making inroads, and he wasn't exactly getting fed the best pill a lot of the time. Like, he was getting dropped under a fair bit, not exactly charging onto it. Like, he'd have to sort of stop and prop, and he'd still be making post contacts. He was absolutely killing it. Karapani's always having a crack, and Hoyter, considering that edge is, a new edge with Shibba gone. They defended pretty well, I thought, especially with Preston out there. You still got Preston and Montoya. out on that side. So, you know, not exactly an easy edge to defend. So I thought they done really well. Had to give some credit to Jack Goz. He does this to us. We rip him a new one in one episode, and the next episode he comes out and does all the fundamental shit, looks energetic in defence, and you go, huh, well, he's going to be in the 17 every week. Yeah, it's just about consistency for Jack, but Madge likes him, so you know, in Madge we trust. If he can do that for us, I'm very 100% happy to have him on the bench because I think he made. Well, I think we'll get to it later, but he made a hell of a lot of tackles, bugger all missed, and got thrown in a lot earlier than he would have been planned to. So, yeah, credit where credit's due, mate.
Yeah, no, good. Bruno, what are your thoughts, mate?
I was very interested. I'm not a body image expert or anything like that, Thoroughbreds, but they panned to the coach's box just before the bell rang, and Madge was sitting there, and he stayed. Obviously, he just wanted to make sure we didn't concede more points. Hooter rang, and he got up and he went. He looked like a man that was like, I know exactly what we need to do to get us back into here. I know exactly how I'm going to relay that to these players. Like he didn't look angry. He didn't look, whatever. He just went, yep, right, let's go. Like, I'll get down here and I'll talk to these lads sort of thing. And it looked like he couldn't wait to get down there either. And then I know we come out and we conceded the 2 points, but I want to know what was said. I'd love to know because I reckon him and Barrett seen something in there and whatnot. Jack Goz was creeping up in the VB hard-earned index at halftime. And he's checking on his favorite number one podcast. And like I was, to be honest, I went, how is he getting up there? What is he doing that I'm not seeing? Like all this sort of stuff. Obviously, I've gone and checked the stats later and gone, okay, sure. Tulsi, great. I thought he for the young, it was great to see him out there. What a game to be thrown out there in too. Just that's emotional stuff right there as well. Yeah, it looked like he had a fair bit of support. I seen there was a fair few Newcastle Knights lads that were in the crowd supporting him while they were down there. So it's good to see that he must be a generally good guy. Jack Goz must be into that charcoal chicken. Him and his missus have started up a bloody charcoal chicken franchise.
Wow.
All over his socials. So yeah, well done, Jack and the partner there. But yeah, I was confident. I was like, if we get some ball, sure, we don't look tired, and we look like if the dogs go into the sheds and they come out and they do what we normally do, which is clock off. I said we could potentially rattle them a little bit. I didn't know we could win it, but yeah, that was my thoughts for the second half.
Yeah. That little flicker of hope still alive, still burning, just in the hearts
Not
of
traumatized enough.
Yeah, that's all we need.
It hasn't been the season for comebacks either, so that's always in the back of your head. You're like, this is going to have to break normality.
Yeah, absolutely. Rightio, shall we get into the second half, chaps? Absolutely. Let's do it. So, second half, doggies, they kick off. 43rd minute, so obviously, a couple of minutes of just regular footy back and forth, so that was good. 43rd minute, kick out on the full by Adam Reynolds. Not great. Josh Curran, he was offside AF, which made Reynolds rush the kick. But unfortunately, the ref didn't see that Josh was about 4 metres offside. Yeah, he didn't see it. He didn't blow it. We can't challenge it. Suck eggs, Broncos, unfortunately. Then in the 44th minute, from that kick, Bulldogs marched down the field and ended up copping a penalty for a player being tackled without the ball. This is where the Bulldogs opt for the 2 points. They obviously converted. 18-0, 44th minute. Not great. Then in the 46th minute, penalty to the Bulldogs for markers not being square. Another attacking opportunity for the Bulldogs. Set ends with a Lockie Galvin grubber that's picked up by Dean Mariner, who is unfortunately tackled in goal for a Broncos dropout. Then in the 47th minute, Broncos do a failed short dropout.
Rant incoming.
Look. You know what? I'm not even going to do it. I'm not even going to do it this week. I'm not even going to do it. All right. So Hoyter baits it back straight into Bailey Hayward. Bulldogs with yet another attacking opportunity. Fuck the short dropout. Good on you, Reynolds. That opportunity ends with an average pass by Lockie Galvin and Matty Burton, who knocks it just clean into Jordan Ricky's hands. So lucky for the Broncos there. Then the Broncos do 2 interchanges, their 4th and 5th of the night. Billy Walters, oh, Billy, he comes on. Corey Pakes comes off, and Kobe Hetherington comes on for Ben Talty, who goes off.
Billy
So,
better be careful. He's going to find himself on fucking Langers' bloody Christmas tree list.
Oh, mate, I've been saying it since the inception of Penalty Broncos. He is the player. I've definitely haven't been rubbishing him flat out since we've started this, but yeah. No,
Don't go
Billy
back
Walters,
into that, also.
Yeah. He's up there with Payne Haas with me now. Righty out, Thoroughbreds. In the 50th minute, Brendan Piakura folds Toby Sexton's jersey with Toby still wearing it. That was lovely to see when you're 18-0 down. Ref shows absolute coward behaviour and awards the Bulldogs a penalty for a late tackle.
Ridiculous.
I thought it was fine. Bruno, what are your thoughts?
I dead set think he got, and I'm only going off what Cooper said. Yes, it was. What's the wording that they use? Too rough or something?
Unnecessary
Or whatever.
roughness like NFL.
Yeah, no, seriously, that's Cooper's like. I don't know what. Like, yes, it was like aggressive or whatever the word is, but it wasn't late. Like, that was perfect. And Brendan has found, or Madge has found something in Brendan, or Brendan's done it himself, but he has really channeled in that aggression and that timing. If he had done that at the beginning of the season, he would have taken Toby's head off and be sent, and we would have been fucking 12 men, and we were fucked. He is that. I know he ended Metcalf's season last weekend, but that was a good hit too. Completely legal, just very unfortunate, and it's showing because he's not on the judiciary. He didn't get charged after the match review. Yeah, he might have got a penalty, but fuck, Sexton thought twice the next time he went deep into the loin.
Yep.
For sure.
But that's 2 weekends in a row Piakura's got done for a penalty that hasn't been put into the judiciary. So, like, how come we're getting penalties for that? Like, stop running at our gun second row that's going to take your ribs out. Like, I guarantee every other half that comes in there now is going to be like, well, we might have to get rid of this a little bit earlier. And, like, the good halves will probably, try and exploit it, I guess. But if Brendan can keep that up, and like Brito said, extremely good footy IQ from Piakura to wind it back just enough to take his opportunities when he's got them and not just do it in stupid situations, because both times the ball's been that far out of the half's hands and he's just whacked him. Like, good night. And even when you got Cooper Johns and the eighth immortal, Andrew John, saying that it's fair, and both of them are the biggest proponents of protecting halfbacks from late hits. If both of them are saying it's fair, well, it's fucking fair. And so it shouldn't have been a penalty for a start. But I'm glad that he hasn't been anywhere near the judiciary. So, but it's going to put that little seed out in the next halves coming down that right side going, ugh.
You're telling me we got the Titans next week, don't we? Yeah. You're telling me Kieran Foran and Jaden Campbell are going to fucking hold that ball late? Nah, brother. Nah. Poor old Jaden Campbell. He might actually kill somebody, Piakura, if he does that to him. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Rightio, chaps, let's keep going. From that penalty into the 51st minute, Viliame Kickout knocks the ball on their 5th, trying to get up and play the ball. Reynolds was all caught up in that. It was actually pretty funny because I think Ricky was second marker and he basically just picked him up like a toddler, right? Yeah, and Reynolds, like, the legs are still all caught up in the Kickout's arms and whatnot. I thought that was actually really funny. But no, Kickout does drop it. So, drop ball. Broncos scrum feed. Still in the 51st minute, from that scrum, Broncos get a penalty for the Bulldogs being inside the 10. So it was basically like straight after the scrum. Ref blows it again. Gets the Broncos out of their end and into attacking territory. Set ends with Tuala tackled in goal for a Bulldogs dropout. Bulldogs do a short dropout, which is unfortunately successful. But that is due to Josiah Karapani unable to hang on to it. I think Bronson Cherry may have got, a couple of little cake stealers in there as well. But, I think it was Josiah's ball and he just unfortunately couldn't really hold on to it. So I wouldn't call it a successful short dropout. It was just the Broncos couldn't really hold on to it. So my point stands as far as I'm concerned. Then into the 54th minute, the Bulldogs do another interchange. Harry Hayes comes on for Curtis Moran. Then in the 56th minute, Josh Curran from the Bulldogs knocks it on the second tackle to give the Broncos a great attacking opportunity. Unfortunately, after we've just glazed the lad, attacking opportunity ends with a shit pass from Jack Goss to Billy Walters, who unfortunately knocks it on. That pass was never on. Jack should have
that was
taken
horrid.
the tackle and moved on with everybody's lives, but unfortunately he tried to pass the ball. Billy wasn't even looking to get the ball, so unfortunately he knocked it on. From the 56th minute to the 58th minute, Reynolds puts a grubber through the line on the third tackle for Dean Mariner. Unfortunately, Dean gets just an average bounce, and it's ruled that he knocks it on. Look, I don't think it was a bad play from Reynolds, but just couldn't execute, couldn't get the ball, the bounce properly. If we did get a good bounce, Dean was probably most likely away. It would have been a good little foot race between him and Connor Tracy. And I'm pretty sure Dean probably would have won that race, but unfortunately didn't get the good bounce. So, knock on for the Broncos. Then the next minute later, in the 59th minute, we get a penalty to the Broncos for an Ezra Mam 2-on-1 strip. Bulldogs, sorry. Penalty to the Bulldogs for an Ezra Mam 2-on-1 strip. It's classed as an illegal steal, but 2-on-1 strip. Bulldogs with yet again another attacking opportunity.
And
that opportunity ends with a kick-out knock-on. Staggs picks it up and runs 40 metres and sets up the Broncos for, like a good, promising set. When he got that ball, got a little bit vocal in my house. Had a sleeping toddler, got a little bit vocal. So that was good. Then in the 60th minute, finally, we see some points on the board for the Broncos with Josiah Karapani crossing over in the corner after getting into space from a great cutout pass from Ezra Mam and then skinning the Bulldogs fullback Connor Tracy. So that was, lovely to see that. That break from Staggs definitely set up the try at the other end of the field. Great ball from Ezra, I thought, to put Karapani into some space. Kick converted from the sideline by Reynolds straight over the black dot. Love to see that. That's good on you, Reynolds. That's fucking, your kicking is unreal, Ned. So Broncos get some points on the board, 18-6. Britta, do you have something?
Yeah, mate. I seen a little thing flash up on the screen there. Reynolds has the most points by a player at a core stadium.
What?
Obviously, yeah. The lad just keeps surprising me with how well he can kick and score points. I looked it up. I was like, obviously he's got time there with the Rabbits, and he had longevity there and everything like that. But he's scored 902 points at a core stadium.
Wow.
That includes this game. So it was 896 as he went to kick that kick, and then obviously he scored 6 points during the game. 2. Amazing stuff.
Good on you, Reynolds. Just pulling out the stats. 5th highest point scorer for the Broncos, and now he's the highest point scorer for out of course.
Did you hear
Unreal.
Did you hear the story about the comp that he had with Madge when he was at Rabbits?
No.
He said if he could kick plus 90% for the season, that he could get one of the good cars from the sponsors out the back or something like that. And so, righto. So, I forget which year it was, but he kicked 90% that year and ended up getting a loan car from the back. So,
bro, if you're going to kick 90%, I'll give you whatever fucking car you want.
Hell yeah.
And then also with Karapani there snapping Tracy's ankles, as soon as Ezra did all the work for that, I reckon, like he got him into the position and everything. As soon as he got that ball, I was like, holy shit, we could score here. He never even looked like getting taken over the sideline by Tracy. He had his number from the moment he laid eyes on him. So really good agility from the lad. It was great. Good confidence too.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, he's definitely just come into this team absolutely firing. So good on him. He's there would have been a lot of questions around him coming into the team. I know a lot of Thoroughbreds would have been, skeptical him coming in, but he's definitely silenced any of the haters, that's for sure. So yeah, good on you, Josiah. Rightio, we'll keep going because this is where it gets good. So we'll get into it. 64th minute, lovely set from the Broncos. Sees the Bulldogs take it dead in their own goal, forcing a dropout. Reynolds' double pump pass to Big X was beautiful. Bulldogs with another short dropout, which is once again successful because the Broncos just stood around, did nothing, and just watched Bronson Cherry just go up, unattended, like no competition at all, bat the ball back, no dramas. Everybody just stood around and watched him. So, yes, that was a successful dropout, but only because we didn't really challenge it at all, really, I thought. So, yeah, you can take what you want away from that one. Also in that 64th minute, the Broncos do their 6th interchange. Tyson Smoothie on for Jack Goss. He comes off. Into the 65th minute, Josh Curran knocks it on, trying to come out of the Bulldogs' end. Bulldogs captain challenge. Kickout was the captain, so he challenges it, which is unsuccessful. Now, I've got a little note here. Errors creeping in for the Bulldogs. And, yeah, I feel like every set they got, they never really completed it at this sort of point in the game. So, awesome for the Broncos. Excellent opportunity for the Broncos with a scrum feed on the Bulldogs' 20-metre line. Still in the 65th minute, penalty to the Broncos straight after the scrum for Bulldogs being inside the 10. So basically, they have a scrum, passes it right, penalty, and then repack the scrum. Basically, same spot, repack the scrum, try again, sort of thing. In the 65th minute, the Bulldogs do another interchange, Jack Todd on, Josh Curran off. Then in the 66th minute, we get a try to Deloise Hoyter after just a beautiful cutout pass from Azra Mam. Deloise gets a try in his first game back since 2023. Love to see that. Love those sort of stats. Good on you, Deloise. Kick not converted. Rare from the little general. 18-10. And my last little note here, the tides are turning. And that's how I was feeling in my household. Brito, what about you? How are you feeling?
Getting very emotional at this point. I was like, come on, we can do this. Like, we are coming home with an absolute sailful of win. That pass from Ezra, I did not really appreciate it at the time. I was just happy to get the try. But going back and looking at the highlights, the just face ball straight in front of Piakura, straight onto the chest of Hoyter, and then over. And obviously it was communicated, but it was so well executed. I'd love to see it. It was, definitely lead in the pencil on that one.
Oh, yeah. Ringer?
Definitely, mate. You could see that left edge, which, I don't know, it didn't feel like, for the most of the game, you're thinking, what are we fucking doing? Let's set up to the left and then get Katoni one-on-one on his side, and try and do some damage out there. And then all of a sudden, Brendan starts dropping under and creating a bit of havoc on that left edge, running hard lines, and the defence is just starting to get a little bit like second guessing themselves a tiny bit. And you still got Jacob Preston out there, so they were doing something right, and that ball obviously was a set play because a few rounds ago, Pierre Curl tried to snatch at it and fucking knocked it on, no doubt. It's faced him. Deloise, love to see it. Like, the omen was there. Man should have had money on him scoring any time. But anyway, we won't bore the Thoroughbreds with that. But great to see Deloise come back in after a full over 12 months out of the game and get over from meat pie, a crucial one at that. And then Renault just grazes the post on the way past, and we're like, oh, the 8 points sucks. But anyway.
Yep. But yeah, so yeah, from that kick, 18-10. 68th minute, after an exquisite break from my boy Billy Walters, putting the Broncos into attacking territory, Adam Reynolds decides to kick on the second to try to put Dean Mariner into space. Now, unfortunately, that kick just sort of ends up bouncing into Tuala. And yeah, so we lose our sort of attacking set on the second. Now, lads, do you think that that was the right play on the second tackle? Was it just sort of like the unlucky that the ball bounced it the way that it did? What are your thoughts? Ringer?
Yeah, mate. It's the second time that Reno pulled the trigger on that, so it's obviously something they've seen. Both times with fucking unlucky bounces. The first one where it sort of didn't sit up and went over the sideline, you're like, ugh, it was on. Like, if it sat up, it was try every day because Zanari was in. And then same this one, you couldn't get a better bounce for Tuala running back. Like, he had no momentum.
He didn't know where that ball was.
He had no idea where it fucking was. If it didn't hit him exactly where it hit him, he would have knocked it back and then we would have probably jumped on it. So, going to be critical of the little general kicking it out a couple of times, and I think he kicked it dead once, but it's on. It's in our wheelhouse, that little kick in behind, and it definitely gets defenses second guessing themselves. So I wouldn't, those two bad bounces we got this week, hopefully in week 2 of the finals, we get those bounces and we steal a few tries. But it is frustrating, but we were a bee's dick away from 2 tries from the same place. So, yeah, I'm willing to wear it, especially after a win. If we lost, I would have been like, fuck you, useless cunt.
Brito, what are your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, look, I'll say no, it wasn't the right play, but I like it. I like what the idea was. I like that. Shit, are they going to kick early? Are they going to, what do we do? Are we running it here? We were 68th minute chasing 8 points. So, the Bulldogs getting a little bit nervous, like, fuck, they're coming here and they're trying sort of thing. They're not going away. So probably not. I would have liked to have seen them get to the 5th tackles, go from there, but hey, and we won.
The other beneficial part of it is that at least we're down their end. It's not as if we tried it on our 40 and give them the ball at halfway. Like, we had them pinned in the corner. It was the worst outcome of it. So, yeah, that, hindsight's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. No, definitely. From that sort of unfortunate kick in the 68th minute into the 70th minute, Jack Todd from the Bulldogs drops the ball on the Broncos 40-metre line. That was our Big X and Jordan Ricky with the tackle. And just, more errors for the doggies. And, the boys were very animated from, that drop ball. There was lots of screaming, shouting, high fives, pats on backs, all that sort of stuff. So you can sort of see that the Broncos were starting to believe then. They knew that the Bulldogs were on the ropes and that they was, coming home hard. So, great to see that was the sort of mentality that the boys were having, 8 points down with 10 minutes to go. So good to see. Then in the 71st minute, penalty to the Broncos for a Bulldogs scrum violation for taking too long to pack the scrum.
2 weeks in a row.
What the fuck?
How the fuck are you in first grade and cannot pack a scrum?
Yeah. What? Like, bro.
I'd be just as critical on us if we fucking did that. That is awful. Especially with scrums these days that aren't competitive.
No.
Like, it's not fucking hard.
Yep. Yeah.
And the worst thing is you see them pack scrums in like 4 seconds if they've got to stop the clock.
Yeah.
They get like 45 seconds and they can't find 6 blokes to fucking hold hands. It's like, what the fuck are you actually doing?
Yep, exactly right. Broncos attacking opportunity inbound. Still in the 71st minute. Might note here, Billy fucking Walters. My boy.
My man.
Mate,
Right, so Walters throws a dummy to Big X, which Connor Tracy just takes absolutely hook, line, and sinker for Billy to just scoot over from dummy half and just crash over near the uprights for the Broncos' 3rd try. 3rd week in a row, Billy has come on and made a massive difference. Kick converted, 18-6. Anybody want to glaze my best friend, Billy Walters?
I woke the fucking street up when he went over.
Yeah.
It's the 100th game, doing his little dart out. You could see it, just everyone nervous about Big X just being right there, and he took it, put it down. He even had a bit of business there from somebody coming over the top. held it solid down, and just the way the lads got around it, I was like, holy shit, this is no other team that can probably be this much excitement sort of thing in a short period of time. So, yeah, I was very emotional.
I'm very aroused at this stage. And
Yeah.
we're starting to see the surgence of Billy, aren't we? Like, we've seen this in him. Like,
Mate.
we can't deny, like, all the shit we give him, we have seen this in him. And it's just
2023.
about the fucking consistency of not pulling the trigger on the dumb shit, you know, that gets us into the bad situations. And it's Nelly again. Do we credit Madge again for this? Like,
well, I would know, because 2023,
I suppose
Kevy Walters is the coach. Horrendous start to the season, but that back end in that run where we went into the finals, Billy just started turning it on,
yes,
scoring tries, setting up tries. Like, he was clinical in getting us into the final. Now he's killed that Nepo baby tag.
Yeah.
If he keeps going like this, Madge has got something to do with it. But Billy, credit to that bloke, he is just keeping at it. He had all the remember at the beginning of the season, everyone thought he was gone, out the door. We've got 6 hookers.
Yeah,
Billy
yeah.
Walters, his dad's gone. Pack up, mate. Go play Q Cup. Go up to the Cowboys or do something like that. Like, yeah, it was diabolical stuff. And now we're at the round 18 and we're like, fuck, Billy Walters is our 14. Like, we can't drop him.
No.
So
And
yeah.
like exactly what you said, we got Moser, Hunt, Pakes, Walters, Smoothie at a walk-up start at the start of the year, and you're like, well, you know, you're expecting Moser to come in. Ben Hunt will eventually play 9 when Mam's out, blah, blah, blah. And exactly what you said, Brito, if they take the 14 jersey off Billy Walters, I'll be fucking wild. Like, it's like, no, you can play hooker if you think you're better than Pakesy, but you're not taking 14 off, because Billy comes on and absolutely lights us up. And there's going to be a game probably down the track where he does some dumb shit, and I'll say, fuck him off and we'll get someone else. But, you know, you got exactly what you said. 100% credit where credit's due. He is killing it at the moment. He's been probably the difference in our games for the last couple, when he comes on and just adds that bit of excitement. And criticising Madge's replacements, going, why are you waiting so long to bring him on? But this is why. He comes on fresh as a daisy, around the middle. The opposition teams are fucking terrified of our forward pack, as you can see in that play where he does go over. You've got X beside him. You've got Ezra out the back, and you've got all of our shape set up to the left. Like, the defense was in all sorts no matter what happened, and he just picked it out and went over.
Yep.
Yeah. We've scored more points with him on the field in the last 3 games than what we have with Pakesy, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Now, whether or not that's on purpose, Pakes goes on, does his thing, then Billy comes on and does his thing. That might just work out. It might be a good pairing. But, Hunt's going to have to have a spot. So, yeah, it's got to be Billy, unfortunately.
What a great position we find ourselves in again, though, that we're debating on where Ben Hunt's going to play.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, that's always good. Always good to be in that position, not like, oh, fuck, who are we going to get to fill this spot?
Exactly.
It's literally quite the opposite, like, oh, fuck, which absolute superstar is going to miss out here?
Yeah.
So, always good to see. Rightio, into the 74th minute, Selwyn Cobbo, with his best run of the night, lines up Matty Burton and absolutely flattens him, and then gets the pass away to Katoni Staggs, who sails down the right-hand side before doing a little chip and being blatantly taken out by Connor Tracy. Boys, Connor Tracy in the bin, yes or no? Ringer, talk to me.
100% in the bin. I was so, like, it ended up good, but screaming at the TV saying, you picked up Pacuras for a penalty for a late shot, and yet 3 of his on the field and the bunker don't intervene in a blatant, even like everyone in the commentary, blatant, and it was, when you see the front on, he just was like, well, I can't let this happen. Like, credit to him, that's his fucking job. Like, he wasn't going to let him just score a try untouched. So he sort of took it into his hands, but not a penalty, not even a fucking 6 again. Like I was doubly angry because a Katoni Staggs try was going to win me $1,000 at this stage. So fuck Connor Tracy. But I mean, in the context of the game, how do we miss that so badly? And then Piakura gets penalised when blind Freddie can see that, well, it's not late. He just, anyway, balled my piss at the time. I'm glad we got a result out of it, or there would have been some heated exchanges in a comment section somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Brito, what are your thoughts, mate?
So I can't understand how we can get the match review committee come in and charge people after the game, but then that shit doesn't it's just gone now. It just kind of gets to play next week or whatever it is, and we have to move on. If we had lost that game because of that, and we very well could have, because it was that bad. Like that is the symbol of a professional foul.
Yeah.
Like, you want to look up the definition? Bang. Yeah, very, very lucky that he didn't stop what was about to happen. But yeah, I was pretty fucking ropeable at that point, especially because you'd literally just said in the group chat ringer, "Oh, a Stags try here gets me $1,000," and then he made the break, and I'm like, "Fuck,
Here
we
we
go!"
go. Yeah,
And then the chip, and he's like all alone. I'm like, oh fuck, it's happening. It's fine. And then he gets taken out. And yeah, like I'm thinking, oh well, that's 10 in the bin. I'd miss out on my fucking bet, but we got him 12 men now. We're gonna roll over the top of him. Not even a fucking penalty. It's like,
Not even a look.
Well, fuck us then, right? Penalty, not Broncos, should be the name of our fucking podcast.
yeah. Yes, but like what the lads just said, still in the 74th minute, Broncos don't need the refs to do their job as they create a beautiful play that sees Brendan Piakura hit a gap like a freight train and steamrolls in for the Broncos' 4th try. Absolute scenes in my household. Oh, mate, sleeping toddler, didn't give a fuck. I am yahooing and carrying on. The wife is like, fucking chill the fuck out. I'm like, fuck you, Broncos. So yeah, lovely ball from Ezra. He just just hangs on the ball, hands over the ball. He nearly drops it though. I don't know if you remember that. He had a little bit of a
Good
juggle.
hands.
Lovely hands to hold on to that ball. All about it. There's a little note that I could put here. And like what you were saying, Bruno, good to see a bit of animation in the coach's box. It was good, passionate, good to see. Kick converted, 22-18 to the Broncos, 4 minutes to go. Here we go, boys.
Absolutely a coming of age moment, I think, in the context of the season for Brendan Piakura, where he's woken up. He's not long been back on the field. He went off for a bit. Fletcher Hunt, what's his name?
Jaden Hunt.
Jaden Hunt was on the edge there for a little bit to give Brendan 5. Brendan comes back on and was absolutely fucking running rampant on that left edge. And once again, Ezra had that ball on a string, even with the catch, like Lang has said. Like, he fumbled it, but he didn't look uncomfortable at all, did he? Like, he just had it on a string. And then the options we had for him out the back was what I was so happy with. Like, we had players screaming onto the ball, and no matter which one he hit, it was going to create problems. But Brendan was like, I don't give a fuck what was there. I'm getting to the line. And Jesus, we've needed that for so long. And he's coming of age. And I think what Brito said and Langer said with the coach going up, Madge has shown so much faith in Brendan, gently easing him into this season. And I think he's starting to realise, and when he went over for that try, might be the thing that Brendan needs to go, fuck, I can be a devastating second rower in the NRL. And
absolutely.
The confidence that's going to give him, I think is brilliant, mate. I think it's a turning point in the season for us.
Mate, it all ties back to that Deloise Hoyter try, because that was nearly the same play.
Yeah.
And Brandon came, I'm sure it was 35 metres. I'm sure that's where, if I look back at the highlights, I'm pretty sure he was on the 35-metre line when he started running, and he picked it up around about the 20 and just hit that ball, hit the hole. Connor Tracy's knees were there, and he wasn't going to give a fuck. He was going straight through them.
Yep.
planted down, and then obviously all the boys came, mate. Fucking the roof left my lounge room.
Oh,
I was bloody. I don't have abs, and I was trying to fucking flex my abs, sort of shit. But take the shirt off and fucking swing it around.
Yeah.
Yeah, get these into you.
Yeah, boy. Yep. From that, like I said, kick converted 22-18, 4 minutes to go. Broncos leading for the first time. Absolute scenes. You love to see it. 76-minute Bulldogs attempt a short kickoff, which is just that little bit too long. And Josiah Karapani ends up with it on the Broncos 40-metre line. So that was sort of like, okay, good. Like you saw Matty Burton shaping up for the short kickoff, sorry. And you're like, oh, fuck, if they get it back here, going to be looking at 24-22 score sort of shit, but Karapani ends up with it. So good to see. Then the 78th minute, Connor Tracy gets a bit of his just desserts after Big X just picks him up and slams him into the ground. So that was good to see. Good to see payback, some would say. But yeah, the way that the ref was going, it was probably pretty lucky that Big S didn't get penalised for that one. But no, he didn't, which was good to see. Then a minute later, in the 79th minute, Josiah Karapani sees that big hit that Big X did and decides to raise him one. And so he picks up Jacob Preston and fucking slams him into the ground, making him drop the ball, basically demolishing all hopes for, a Bulldogs comeback. And what a tackle from Karapani.
Winger on a second rower, I don't think, you're looking at Steve Matai fucking days, aren't you? Outside in, just fucking beelining for the ribs and got him. So happy with Karapani. And then in the game where Selwyn had some moments of laziness and Karapani never stopped, as a thoroughbred, I'm going, fuck, it all makes sense to me why one got a contract and one got pushed out the door. So, like we said a couple of potties ago, talent-wise, probably not even in the same fucking ballpark. But heart and has a crack-wise, Karapani, put him on in my team every week. Love the lad. And that just shows you how willing he is to try and get a result for the boys, that he's going to charge it probably one of the top 4 second rowers in the game and take his ribs out. And not only do that, but get a result, put him on his back, get the ball dropped. I fucking was frothing at this stage.
Yeah, me too.
We are very lucky that Ezra didn't run away for a try there either. Ezra got on the toe to the ball, punted it forward, nearly picked it up. I forget who punched it out on the sideline there, but very lucky. That could have been just another emotional moment.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh.
Basically from that absolute pasting of Jacob Preston, Broncos basically just proceed to run out the clock. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is full-time Broncos win 22-18 after posting 22 unanswered points. You love to see it. If you're a Bulldogs fan, suck shit. No one cares about you. Couple of little full-time sort of notes here and a couple of good little stats and a little bit of trivia sort of stuff. Obviously Big X was amazing, filling in for Payne Haas. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a minute. Bulldogs were averaging 17 points conceded per game this year, through the whole season. We've put 64 on them in 2 games. They're averaging 17. We put 64 on them in 2 games. Credit to the Broncos for that. Broncos responsible for half of the Bulldogs' losses this season with 2 out of 4.
Perfect stat. I love that.
The perfect stat. Love that. Also, another little good stat here. For the second week in a row, the Broncos hand a team their first back-to-back loss this season. Obviously, the Wars last week, Bulldogs this week, both top 4 teams. Love that stat. That is a beautiful stat.
Fuck yes.
Absolutely love that stat. Billy Walters' 100th game, obviously, we talked about that, and what a 100th game for him. Comes on, makes a massive difference, gets a meat pie, late comeback win, fairy tale sort of stuff. On you, Billy Walters. Ezra Mann booed the entire game, every single time he gets the ball, and it got louder too. Like, obviously, as the Broncos started coming back, the boos got louder. Big fella gets the last laugh, though. 3 try assists in 20 minutes. So, gets the last laugh, so that's good. Cobbo with a much better second half. We'll probably talk about that as well. Still not the greatest, but definitely a better half. And the commentator I heard said that the Bulldogs haven't lost a game after being 18 points up since 2014.
Wow.
So yeah, another little stat, little trivia sort of show there. I've got hopefully Elmo from the Kennel Podcast is doing okay. Haven't really heard too much from him, so hopefully he's doing okay. Broncos 4 in a row. Yes, love to be able to say that. And last one, as always, bring on the fucking Titans next week, boys.
Yeah, that's got to be nervous fucking times for the Titans.
Mate.
Poor fellas. Interesting as well, 4 losses for the Dogs, 3 losses via way of Queensland teams.
Yeah, wow. Love that.
Hate the Dolphins.
Dolphins put nearly 50 on them. That's right.
Yeah, pumped them. Hate north of the border, apparently.
Even at home.
Yeah. So, interesting stuff there. I'll kick straight into Thoroughbred man of the match, Ezra Mann, by a fucking landslide. You guys there was a lot of chat there. It was good. A lot of votes. Reynolds got a vote. Obviously, Xavier Wilson, Staggs, Hoyter, shitloads got it. Put it, Billy. Billy got one. Put it up. It was between Billy and Walters. Walters and Mann. And Ezra got 94% of the vote. I think there was like nearly 50 people that voted. 80 minutes, 10 runs for 86 metres with 17 post-contact, 3 line break assists, 3 try assists, 1 tackle break, 2 offloads, 19 tackles with 3 missed and 2 ineffective, 4 kicks for 142 metres, 1 forced dropout, 1 penalty and 1 ruck infringement. So great game by Ezra, the second coming, if you will. He's starting to really hit his straps.
There was one play there that went unnoticed at the time, but when you look back at the whole context of the game, he took a kick off on the 4th tackle from our 40, and it looked like it was just going to be another short side raid by Ezra, and he kicked it and got him behind Tracy, got him right down inside their 5, and Tracy was on his lonesome, and he chased down, missed him at the first attempt, he stepped back inside and then got him on the second, and really pinned him back. A really smart, good halves play, momentum shifting sort of play, which I was really impressed with from Ezra because we haven't seen much of that from him. We know we're going to get the flashy shit, but that sort of smart footy stuff, fucking love to see it because it takes a bit of pressure off Reno.
Well, his kicking's come a long way because he couldn't do that a while ago. Like last year, he wouldn't have done it. But yeah, he's definitely worked on it. Brito's man of the match, or the Pennell's man of the match, sorry, Xavier Willison. I had to give it to him.
Yeah.
I was like, Jack had a good go. Like, can I get it? Obviously Karapani had a crack, and all that. But once I seen the stats, Xavier Willison, 68 minutes, 20 runs for 203 metres, 83 post-contact metres, 4 tackle breaks, 1 offload, 43 tackles, 3 missed, 1 ineffective for 91.5% efficiency. He also gave away 1 penalty and 1 ruck infringement.
Good to see him playing 68 minutes too. We've been saying for a while now on this podcast that we want to see more minutes from him. So, yeah, good to see him play 68 minutes and not look tired or anything like that. Bloke could play for another half an hour if he wanted to.
I was pissed too because I think I got him at like $8 or something for a try.
So close when that inside ball came to him.
Mate, Billy I was like, we're on here. I was already up. I was like, yes,
it's all
here,
because you got it in the last game when they played the Bulldogs. You got X any time. You scored first in the second minute.
First minute.
But yeah, I think it was it Reed or Sexton just hanging onto his shoelace for dear life, and then Tracy over the top. So, anyway, we move on. Top points or top stats, sorry. Willison, obviously with the most tackles for us. He tied Reed Mahoney with 43. Willison, most runs, same, 203. Up against Tuala's 179 for the Dogs. Most line breaks was Walters. Now, I've got a little note here. Montoya got 2 for the Dogs, right? He topped it. And I was like, oh, yeah, there would have been like a couple there. He was the only dog to score a line break for the entire game. I was like, oh, shit,
Defense.
that's right. They only scored off 2 fumbled fucking kicks and all that sort of shit. So Reynolds with 6 points, racking it up. I've got it here. He's on a phenomenal amount of points already, and now I think about it, I look like an idiot because I didn't realize he was racing up the fucking point scorers of the Broncos that quick. Post-contact meters, Willison at 83, Cherry had 54. Most runs, Willison had 20, Tuala had 21. Most offloads went to Mam, Tracy had 3. Most tackle breaks went to Cobbo. He had 5. Montoya had 5 as well. So there you go. We'll get into the stats here, guys. We'll start with the back line. Cobbo, Karapani, Staggs, Mariner, and Hoyter scored the most points, had the most runs combined. They had 64 for the most meters of 586. Tackle breaks, 14. They all managed in amongst that. Tackles, I believe Staggs had 4. And so that dropped him to about 75% efficiency. Karapani had 3 errors and 3 handling errors, which combined made the backline have the most errors out of the team. How do you rate the backline?
Yeah, well, Karapani had 3 errors. Cobbo, on the sheet, Cobbo's got 1. Cobbo had 3.
Yeah.
We won't beat around the bush there. Katoni, I don't care if Katoni makes an error or misses a tackle. It was obvious early on. I think it come up in the group chat. Katoni was showing Burton the outside. He showed it to him early.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're not quick enough to go around me, bruh. And he just show it to him, and let him get out there, give his winger all the confidence in the world that all he had to do was stay on his man. And it come to fruition, I think, whatever that was, where Katoni took him out over the sideline from an inside out sort of. He let him try and get around and then just jammed him and took him out. So, defensively, Tony on the stat sheet always has a missed tackle or something, but I've been so confident in him this year to come up with the right plan for whatever centre's standing in front of him. So, hats off to him there. Karapani, mate, I love him. Love him to death. He's just a trier. And gotta give some love to Deloise Hoyter.
Yeah.
Defending, what's his name? That fucking Bronson Sherry. Like, that's no mean feat. Bronson Sherry's a fucking good centre. And Deloise has been playing Q Cup for 12 and a half months. It's a big step up. And for Bronson Sherry to not have a line break against the depleted Broncos back line, like, you got to give him, that's pretty fucking good effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, the stats aren't great for him, but Jesus, like, in actual gameplay, like you said, we've only conceded 2 tries to fucking bad kick defusal. So,
that Staggs is second in our missed tackles. Adam Reynolds has 41 and Staggs has 31.
Wow,
so
there you go.
I mean, not all missed tackles are equal, I guess, but especially in the case of Renault would just be getting his body in the line and trying to slow people down sort of thing. But Staggs is creeping up there, but I mean, energy wise, huge.
Yeah.
What about you, Langers, mate? Backline, any shot there?
No, just looking at the stats here, it's good to see. Cobbo though, 17 runs, 133 run meters, 45 post contact. Love to see that. Definitely didn't see that in the first half, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Good on him for obviously got a talking to, whether it was an inner dialogue or, Madge came and pulled him aside or whatever, but he definitely came out in the second half and turned it on a little bit. Yeah, that steamroll on Matty Burton, that was good to see. Get the ball away to Staggs, who launches down the side. So that was good. Deloise Hoyter, fucking, good on him. The passion that he showed once Brendan went over, that was good.
Yeah.
Just the eyes on that lad, like on the slow-mo, was just, amazing to see. So, no, good stats overall, considering we were not favourites in any stretch of the imagination. Like, I'm pretty sure we were pushing nearly $3 by that stage. I think Bulldogs are paying $1.40, $1.50 or something like that. So for these sort of stats, coming up against a team like the Bulldogs, with obviously our big dogs out for Origin, hey, beautiful. As far as I'm concerned.
Classic ambush.
Yeah, love
Really.
to see it.
On that as well, on your point with Matt Burton, Ringer, I wonder if that camp, the Origin camp, where Staggs got invited in to do opposing sessions, where he realised that, we go back to training, you go, oi, coach, I've got him, sort of thing. Like, we can base it. He's like, yep, righto, we'll do it this way.
Because it seemed pretty evident. There was one stage, I think we said it in the group chat, we're like, ooh, could Tony give him that? And he invited him. He just hung back and said, go.
Yeah.
And then he just took him out. There's a plan here.
That's it. End of the halves there, Ezra, Reynolds, and Pakesy. Pakesy played 48 minutes. Reynolds had 75% with the boot. Man, just 10 runs. Good to see, just engaging the line. Getting in there, getting about it. All run meters was 86 meters for him. So, he was making some meters as well. Obviously, he had the line breaks, try assist, the offload. Shout out to Pakesy. 42 tackles, 1 missed, 98% tackle efficiency. Solid. I don't know if there's too much chat, lads, for the halves there.
42 tackles in 48 minutes. Fucking take that all day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
And we're starting to see the role that Pakesy has in it. Like, it's coming clear now that he's playing the whole first half, having a break over half time, getting out in the second half and just doing a bit of work just to create some tiredness around the ruck for Billy. And then we go from there because he does that job well.
Yep. Onto the engine room. Willison, Piacora, Ricky, Hetherington, Smoothie. Smoothie, I can't believe we ran out with Smoothie. Now, there is I'm not a coach. The reason that would have happened is so that the debutant Ben Tolte didn't just get thrown straight into the fire, sort of thing. And Smoothie hasn't been playing shit in Q Cup. He's filled out a bit. He didn't play shit this game too because he did 27 tackles, 0 missed, 0 ineffective in 31 minutes. So he had a good roll. Still did 6 meters, 6 hit-ups, 44 meters, 20 post contact, so that was good. Xavier Willison, no, those stats are just unreal. 17 from Hetherington was the closest in run meters to his 203, which is insane. Kobe Hetherington, why the fuck did you not do this at the start of the season?
Mate.
41 tackles, 100% tackle efficiency. Mate, we know you can fold people. Yeah.
Once
anyway,
again.
Any chat there, Ringer?
Once again, Kobe has been, since he's been on the bench, he obviously wasn't comfortable with run on, was he? Like he was even fucking uncomfortable taking Paddy's spot, obviously. Something was off. Because since he's been back on the bench, he's playing more minutes and doing more for us. Once again, 14 runs.
60 minutes.
60 minutes, yeah. He had 14 runs, 117 metres. All of his meters, once again, dangerous up behind the ruck, get us out of trouble, quick play the ball, momentum meters. And then 41 tackles is 0 missed. Like, gun exactly. And, you condense that down to the 40 minutes we want him to play off the bench. Fucking chef's kiss, perfect. Just, that's all we want, Kobe. And you can really, he seems to be a lot more comfortable in his role now, and he understands what he has to do. So happy with him because I love Kobe. He's one of them other fellas that just looks like he's going to die for the jersey.
What about you, Langers, mate?
Yeah, no, I was just looking at these stats as well. And they've all got pretty good stats. Like even Jordan Ricky, I feel like he sort of stepped it up a little bit as well. Like played the full game, 80 minutes, 11 runs, 105 run meters, 47 post contact, 39 tackles for 93% efficiency, clean sheet of errors. That's good considering we were, knocking him and asking for more of him, not too long ago. So, yeah, I feel like he sort of stepped up in that. I feel like they all did, to be honest, which is really, really good considering, let's not beat around the bush. Our attack really comes off Paddy and Payne most of the time. So you lose them. I think that was obviously a big question mark. I think a lot of people sort of wrote us off. I see even fucking Darren Lockyer wrote us off as well, which is absolute bullshit. But yeah, the boys absolutely stepped up. Big X, 20 runs, 203 run meters, 83 post contact, 43 tackles. Mate, absolutely beautiful to see from a depleted forwards pack.
Yeah, shout out to Ricky and Piakura too. This is what we've been calling for, or me in particular anyway, just second rowers that people fear. Now, we had one Thoroughbred reach out in the comments. He said that, Ricky is not first grade material. And to be honest, it was getting very hard to defend. You could see what he was trying to do. You've spoken about it, Ringer, how the confidence there with the kick chase and all that's just not there at the moment. But a clean sheet of errors with that defense that he did, and he's got double-digit runs. We've been screaming for him to do some double-digit runs, and they were good runs too. You notice him. He made a couple of half breaks and whatnot. So, shout out to Ricky. I thought he did great. He's not there yet, but it's a better game this week. Piakura, though, is ahead of him, and he is on his way to where we want him to be. So, good stuff there. On to the bench, Walters, Hunt, Goswelski, Tulty. Now, Hunt only played 12 minutes. I dare say that was tactical, if anything, although I don't know. I like what I see now to Tulty, but I've got a little bit of a soft spot for a thickie. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future team list when we all get full strength and whatnot. Yeah, Billy Walters, 6 runs, 60 meters, 2 line breaks. Didn't have a clean sheet, 13 tackles. Swelski, 38 tackles too. 1 miss, 2 ineffective. Walty, 100% tackle efficiency, 14 tackles in 20 minutes. Yeah, great, I thought. And who did clean sheet errors? So Hunt and Goswelski, clean sheet errors.
Good on you. Gushewski, whatever it is. Because we just been rubbishing him, basically saying, how are you even in the Broncos right now? And yeah, I thought he was sort of a bit of a grey man that game. I definitely didn't think he was putting in those sort of numbers. I did see, on that VB hard-earned index or whatever it is that they do, that he was coming second. And I was like, what? I haven't seen him do anything. But yeah, looking at those stats, 38 tackles. Love that. Good on Jack.
He did clock off there. I noticed it. I think he was gassed. I'm going to say he was gassed because he wanted to be at marker. He did not want to get back. And there was 2 players already in front of him, and he got pushed out of the way. Like, no, get back. You're needed over there. And he was in no man's land. And if Reed had to pick that up, it was going to hurt. Thankfully, they sort of just went around him, and he managed to just get back on side and whatnot. But I was like, fuck, here we go. But that was early days in the first half as well. And, obviously you tighten it up from there. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens with Jack.
Yeah, mate. There's been 2 games this year where we've been stripped for edges, with players away, and all the other weeks where Jack's come on when we've got a full strength team, he seems to run a fuck somewhere. But when we're when the pressure's on and we need a performance, he has performed, and so you can't. Yeah, there's a player there. It's just extracting it every week that we need. He's just that silly shit. Like you said, he did get caught there. And I remember the play because, like you said, if Sexton would have turned the ball back inside to whoever that was, it was all over because Jack couldn't get there and he was offside. So it would have been either 6 again or he would have went under the post. But 38 tackles, 1 miss. Good numbers. and in the time of need, he come up with it. So yeah, good on him.
Yep.
Yep. All right. We'll move on to the Gronk, I reckon. He's got us a segment here. Thankfully, he's found time. He's not beaten around the bush and whatnot. So let's see what he's got to say.
I'm struggling, lads. I've got a fucking fever.
How's it going, guys? Bit of news out of the north this week with the Cows securing the signature of Reed Marnie from 2026 onwards. I personally think it's a fucking great signing. I love that little mongrel, and I can't wait for him to get up there and just for the North Queensland base to fucking embrace him and just call him our little grub, because it's something that I think we really lack, just that bit of cunt in us, and I hope that Reed can get up there and fucking ignite something in us, because we're severely lacking in that department at the moment. We're very passive, it seems. So the boys showed a fair account of themselves overnight against the Storm. Just silly errors, fucking unforced errors are killing us. And you can't do that against Melbourne. And that's not something new, but I was reasonably proud of the boys on how they, particularly the halves, how they got us around the park. But anyway, onwards and upwards. See yous.
I like what he said there about Reed. Mate, he will be that player that will come up to Townsville and they will just embrace him. Like, you go out there, you be a grub. You're our grub. And if anyone picks on you, we're going to fucking, shout the house down sort of thing. So I like the signing, honestly. I think it'll be good.
Reed Marnie is a fucking gun hooker. He's only a prick when you're playing against him because he's so good. Like, he caught us out multiple times in the game we just played at marker. He's very good at picking that out, and he's India all game. Like, he doesn't go away. So if you're losing someone like Reece Robson to gain Reed Marnie off the back of it, how the Bulldogs have let that happen, I'll never know. But, good. It's a good pickup from the Cows. And like you said, he will turn up there day one, and day two, he's going to be everyone's second favourite player.
What about you, Langers, mate? Any chat for the Gronk?
Nah, look, once again, I'm agreeing with the Gronk. He is an absolute grub, in my opinion. I don't like him at all, so fuck Reed. I think he relies heavily on the fact that if you throw a punch, you have to pay a ridiculous amount of money, and you are looking at asylum, because if he played 20 years ago, he wouldn't even be rated a mention, because he probably would have been medically retired about 5 games into his careers. But no, I think it is a good signing for the Cowboys. They definitely did need another hooker after, them letting go of Robson. So, I once again cannot disagree with my mate, the Gronk.
On that, when Piakura flatlined Sexton, Reed turned around to, give a bit of attitude, and he realised it was Brendan, and he's probably quick thinking, hang on, this guy does have a screw loose.
Yeah.
He probably will
throw
one.
And
he quickly went, he quickly just, and then pointed at him and ref and all that sort of stuff. So I enjoyed that little moment. On the whole Bulldogs, I think they let him go. He's contracted until the end of next year, so he can't talk to clubs until November. So they've told him, "You're gone. We don't want you." Who the fuck is going to be their hooker? It must be that. Is it Hayward?
Yeah, Bailey Hayward.
No,
must be.
Yeah, it must. It's got to be them. And I'll say it now, and hopefully I eat my words, but I think we're watching the Bulldogs close their own premiership window.
Yep.
The
Lockie
Galvin
is shit,
thing,
mate. He is just not the person that everybody down
not
there
for that
built
team.
him up to be. Most of the errors came from Lockie Galvin, either making them himself or throwing those hard passes that were too hard, too fast, not in the right area for someone to catch it, and then them getting blamed for it. But I thought Lockie lost them that game, to be fair.
It just sucks because he doesn't show up as having any errors.
Yeah, because everybody else got the errors. He was the one that came. He's like Mr. Magoo. He ones that causes all the crashes, but he's never crashed his car.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on with that. We do have a voicemail. Now, if you, for the fine-tuned ears there of the Thoroughbreds, it is the Gronk again. But what he's done is he's shown how easy it is to pick up the phone and just give us a call. After the game, he just grabbed the voicemail, dropped us a line, and he's left it there, and now it's on the show. So we will share that one, and we'll see what he had to say after our little win there that we had.
G'day, boys. Keen to get your thoughts on whether you reckon that the Broncos are going to remember next game that actually having a punching, hole-hitting, destructive edge-back rower running mad lines, using him is a good thing, because fuck me dead, the amount of space that Piakora was creating for your outside men on that left edge and Ezra's silky hands was very impressive. I'm just wondering whether you reckon they'll remember to do it again. Bye.
That's how easy it is, Thoroughbreds. Pick up the line, drop us something, and we'll discuss it on the podcast. Langers, mate, I'll throw to you. What do you reckon? Are we going to remember it or what?
I am nervous about the Titans because that's just the typical way the Broncos are. Like, just come out, do really, really well, and then they'll shit the bed against a fucking team that's bottom of the table. So, you know, like, Titans did an absolute number on us last year. We've already beaten this year, thank God, but I'm nervous. But yeah, no, I don't think we'll forget. I think, you know, just the confidence that Brendan would have got just coming out of this game would be just great for him. I think, you know, Madge is probably going to say something at training this week to, you know, really sort of keep that fire ignited. Mam sort of coming into his own now, sort of thing, after his little hiccup last year, and you know that saw him on the sideline for a little bit. Yeah, we'll call it a hiccup. But no, I don't think they'll forget. I think that'll be sort of one of the main sort of plays. I think come Sunday.
Are you, Ringer?
Yeah, mate. Hopefully they don't forget, and if all goes well and we get Schubert back on that edge, Jesus, he's a bit dangerous, isn't it, to have, you know, Brendan peaking, Ezra peaking, Schubert, and then Karapani. It's going to be very dangerous. So I think it's more about Brendan. It's about Brendan's headspace and how he wants to be involved, I think.
Oh, that's a thick edge too.
Mm.
Love it. All right, we will move on to the week ahead. Injuries, we obviously got Hayes, Jock, Ben Takura is out till round 22 at this stage. Ben Hunt is officially up on the team injury list to come back round 19. However, I think we won't see him until after the bye. I think that the win against the Dogs was not unexpected. You wouldn't say it was unexpected, but it was definitely a gift. So I think that they just won't. They'll just let him have a few more weeks off, fresh, straight into the final run. Jesse Arthurs, turns out he had rib injury.
That's
got to be a training.
Yeah, it was
training mishap. Yep.
Fucking
So
Brendan
rehab,
Banter.
I guess. Yeah. Dog. Ben Tolte getting in there a bit too rough on the new teammates, mate. He's to be confirmed. Corey Jensen has a calf complaint. So he's to be confirmed about when he comes back as well. Payne Haas has actually been listed with that back problem. But they do have him coming back after Origin 3.
Yeah. He got a cortisone injection this week into his back. So that's obviously an ongoing issue that he'll probably have to manage for the rest of the season, unfortunately. But hopefully it is manageable and it doesn't stop the big fella.
I wonder if they're going to give him a rest till after the bye. Sure. You wouldn't complain, would you?
If he asked for one, you'd be mad not to give him one. We need him, you know, for the later stages of this season. So, you know, yeah, you're sort of happy to after the way that the boys played this week. Then, yeah, you'd be happy to let him sit and recover a little bit. You know, give him 2 weeks off with the bye after the Titans. So, yeah, it's not a bad shout to rest him. That's for sure.
Judiciary, we're good little soldiers. No one on there, so that's great. The upcoming game, absolutely disgusting time slot.
Yeah.
In which I would usually ask for an investigation. However, this is going to give our Origin players the maximum time to rest and recover if we want to play them. I don't know if we will. I think Walsh, that's another question for later on, but I think Walsh will be probably the only one that backs up, maybe. Depends on if he actually plays or not. But we do have the Titans. We are down at Seabus Super Stadium. It is 6:15 p.m. on a Sunday. Fucking disgusting. We are yet to decide whether or not we will do a podcast immediately after it or if we'll wait till Monday, Thoroughbreds, but keep an ear out for that one. Head to head, we've played 38 times, 0 draws, and have 13 wins. We have 25. Ladder positions, 5th versus 17th. Coming into this one, the poor Titans just, I fucks me what's going on down there, but good Lord, it's diabolical.
Oh.
Wins this season, they've had 4 out of 14. We've had 8 out of 15. They are at $501 to win the premiership. We have shortened into 8.
Nice.
But they are at $3.56 to win this game last time I checked, and we are at $1.30. So the last time we met, it was 44-14 by way of us at Suncorp in round 14, 8 tries to 3. We are on a 4-game winning streak. They have won 1 in their last 5, and that was against Manly. They've had losses to the Cowboys, Eels, us, and the Storm. Lads, how do we see the game going real quick?
Yeah, mate.
Ring up.
I hate playing the Titans because it doesn't seem like the stats say that we beat them more times than we don't, but they always seem to be dangerous for us. I don't know why, but it's just a nervous game. But for this one, if Jensen's better, I would be giving Paddy and Payne a break. That gives them 2 weeks after Origin because you got this week and then a bye. Freshen them up for the run home because I think we've got the forward stocks there to do some damage. All I want for this game is I wouldn't be mad if it was an 8-0. Just work on that defence, get through the fundamentals, get away with the 2 points. I don't want them to go out there and try and do a 44-14 again. Yeah, just hold them to 0, get your defensive structures right. Reece coming back, obviously, if he doesn't play, huge. Depending on Shibber's game, like Santa's, with the maximum allowable time to come back, well, he's got a chance too. So, yeah, if those two are back, I think that we can give Paddy and Payne a fair bit of a break and, still get away with the W, albeit, I don't care, 8-0, be happy with that.
Langers, are you going to be shellfish, mate, or you want a big scoreline?
No, I'm mirroring what the Ringers just said. I think the Titans are a bit of a smoky team for us. Like, I know we absolutely smoked them round 14, but yeah, I don't know. It's sort of, like I said just before, it is known for the Broncos to do that sort of shit, come out and be complacent and then, suddenly Titans just put a couple of tries on us and we're on the back foot sort of thing. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. And, we can do what the Ringer is looking for and just, focus on our defence and complete our sets and, put the Titans under a little bit of pressure and hopefully from that points will come. And, it's not a bad shout to rest our Origin boys either because, we've got a team that's just proven that they can mix it with the big boys. So, if depending on how Origin goes on Wednesday, if, the boys pull up a little bit sore, a little bit lame, whatever, then, give them a rest, give them 2 weeks to recover, which is amazing to get, the bye afterwards. So to get 2 weeks to recover is sort of this part of the season is pretty good for us. So, I'd be more than happy to have those boys rest and, still be quietly confident that we can, get another W and get 5 in a row.
I'm going to be selfish. I want to see 50 plus. I feel like you're right. Like they are a bogey side. But if we want to shake that, we've gone up against the Warriors. We've gone up against the Bulldogs. We've had good results. We should, if we turn up with that same game plan and just stick to our systems, we should just get a roll on with the Titans and put them away. So I'm hoping for a massive score. I'll be sweating bullets if it's close, but what's new? All right, we'll quickly whip through this. If you're still with us from the start, you're slowly watching the death of Ringer right in front of your eyes. He is struggling.
Oh,
Big lift by Ringer.
Big lift.
Oh, mate, my head is exploding with snot and shit. It's awful.
All right. So we're going to the tipping. Very, very tight. And of course, the Roosters throw an absolute fucking spanner in the works. Kate 812 goes 4 from 5 with a 2 margin. Well done. You take out the win. Dan R goes 4 from 5 with a 3 margin, along with Slippery Gypsy, aka Langers, and Ringer. Well done, guys.
Good to see them back in the Broncos too. Good to see
Yes.
them. Well done. Well done.
Very good. I stupidly was like, oh, sweet. I backed the boys. I probably should have just got a couple of spots back on them. We're a Broncos themed fucking league.
Yeah.
Like, who else did I think we were going to be backing? But anyway, I got 3 from 5. Gronk got 3 from 5 as well. So that's where we are. The Supercoach comp, BJ's Battlers, huge lift. Yeah. Oh, Langers has just seen
what's
the
he found?
results for the first time. He beat us.
You do it. I'll talk. I've got something to say.
BJ's Battlers scores 1,091, going strong into the back end of the season. Cowboys Year, good to see up at second there, 1,017. Supreme Leader goes, I think this is 3 from 3 weeks, possibly in third, 1,016. All your Bulls, aka Ringer, 855. Fletcher's Uber, me, 875. The Immortals, aka the Gronk, 875. Drum roll. Winner of the panel, Slippery Gypsy, aka Langers.
Yeah, just got a couple of things to say on that. Thank you, Britta. First off,
fucking back.
I had Ryan Pappenhausen as my vice captain, did not even play. So I was going to put him on Mark Alphabet, who ended up scoring 107. So I would have got an extra, 107 points. That would have put me at 1,021, which would have got me second, which I think is an absolute massive lift from me, considering my team is worth about $2 million less than everybody else's at this point. So I will take that all fucking day.
Buy
Tell you
round
what,
prep,
I'm
he
gonna
didn't
take
know what he's doing.
Yeah, boy, love to see that. Oh, Supercoach is all right.
Look at him. See? It's like golf. Just an absolute vice.
Yeah. I'm shit at golf.
I'll take a stab,
it
though.
works out.
I'll take a stab, though. The winning team this week's got KO Weeks as a captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a
Fucking
sniper team
Jesus.
coming in, you reckon?
Oh, got to. But whether they got KO Weeks as well is another thing.
He would have scored a heap or what?
Best bets. We'll move on to that. Unfortunately, nothing to give away this week because we all shit the fucking bed. Gronk was probably a little bit less off than us because he had a puppy ATS, so his bet got voided. Storm obviously got up. I missed a Willison. Langers had Roosters head-to-head at $1.34.
Roosters ruining tipping and fucking dreams for the whole of their life.
And I missed the first little bit, and I turned it on, and it was like 20-6 to the Tigers, and I'm like, of course, I used the Roosters as my best bet because they were the shortest odds out of everybody, like all 5 games. Fuck me.
Right. There's 60 odd people in our pub tipping comp, and not one person backed the Tigers. So you're not alone.
Fuck. Rough. We'll try again next week.
Wonder if they'll say it. Yeah, 94. Only 6% of people tipped the Tigers, and they would have been the diehard
Yeah.
Anyway, good on them. Road to $1 million. Shit the bed. 4 out of 15. 27%. We'll move on till next week. Quick shout out, hat giveaway. As you can see, well, if you can't see, go to YouTube, check out our channel. The Ringer is sporting the Shiba goatee.
Hell yeah. Love that.
Get us your goatees, your shibber goatees. It's got to be a full shibber. Send it in. We'll put it up on the story. The best one, we'll give you a hat. You'll get a chance to have one of these OG penalty Bronco black country trucker caps with the Thoroughbred on the side. Absolutely diabolical over the back. Beautiful, very comfy, very good to wear in any situation. So yeah, send them in. Tag us in your stories, tag us in your posts, or just send them straight to us. We'll throw them up on our story. Now, wrap up before we wrap up, just before Ringer dies. Guys, does Walsh play in Origin 3?
Well, it depends on what state the journalist that holds the sex tapes from. If he releases that shit Tuesday afternoon, Walshy's probably going out. But yeah, unfortunate situation the boys are in. You'd reckon it'd have to be playing on Hammer's mind. There'd have to be head noise there. But does he give a fuck?
Head noise there, but he scored 4 tries.
Exactly. Nah.
Yeah.
I would have had Walsh in before Hammer anyway. I thought Hammer's been pretty lazy this year. But anyway, no, unless something drastic changes, mate, I think Billy's made his choice and that's what's going to stick with, I think.
Langus?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it all depends on how good of a sex tape it is from the Hammer. You know, is it kudos for him, or is it like sort of thing? Like, obviously the situation, having a missus and that not being her, you know, bit of a naughty boy sort of moment. But I haven't seen the video.
I want to know if it's. No, I haven't seen the video.
I haven't seen a snippet of it. No one online is posting it. Not that I haven't searched it exclusively and very hard. But no, like, I think if his, you know, he's not in the game, his mind's not in it, sort of thing, then I think it would be smart to replace him and put him as 18th man. But I think, you know, you're in camp, you're focused on the game, you're buying into that sort of culture at this very moment. So I think I think Walsh would be riding the pine for this one, unfortunately.
I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but I want to know if the sex tape's even from now. Could have been from fucking 2 years ago. Who knows?
Well, yeah.
But anyway, I think he plays. I know Billy hasn't done the mind games. When he's picked a team, he's stuck with it. That's what runs out exactly 1 through the 17. For the life of me, I can't understand why you have a specialist fullback at 18. You serves zero purpose. Like, I know if he does get acted and it comes into the game, we go back to Hammer at the center, you know, whatever happens. But it all depends on who gets taken off as well, why he's come on. And why train like that all week if you're not going to run it that way? So it'd be pretty easy at training, even if the media was there, to just have Walsh at fullback in training. And you could be like, yeah, well, he's a fullback. That's why he's there and that's why he's training there. So no smoke and mirrors here, sort of thing. And then have him run out. But I'll say that he plays. So, but going to be an absolutely stomper of a game. Unfortunate situation with Munster. Obviously, our heart goes out to him again. But that's got to galvanise the boys. That's got to get some emotion into it. It's going to be a cracker of a game. We know New South Wales is going to come out and be clinical. They will not want those errors in the first half that cost them Perth to happen again. So it just depends on who cracks the emotion first. Ringer, mate, what do you reckon? Real quick.
How erect are you two boys going to be if the kickoff goes down to Big Papa and he irons out someone off the catch, like off the run back?
Mate.
I'm sorry.
I'll run through a fucking wall.
I'll run through a wall watching it. Like, it's fucking... there's a fair few people poo-pooing the selection. But I'm like, Mo Fodawaker's played 20 minutes both games so far. So if that's the role he wants to play, you're telling me that Big Papa, that's won 40,000 fucking Origins, can't give you 23 minutes of the best and be, you know, and can be fucking dangerous in that. And so, I don't know. I think just the locker room energy that will give all those young forwards to have him and Capey there, I think is just going to be it. That's going to be what's worth more than the actual game, is for all those young fellas to look across and see Big Papa going through his routine, like calm as a fucking, I'll take any of these fellas on, doesn't bother me. Like, so I it's an inspired selection, and if he does something amazing, I'm like you said, jumping through a window.
Yeah, sorry, Blues fans, but if we win this one, the chat from us for the next 12 months is going to be potent.
Oh, mate.
Sorry, not sorry. You've brought it on yourselves. If you had to just shut the fuck up after the first game, we would have been like, yeah, good win. Good series. What about you, Langers, mate? How you going with the game? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm with Ringer on that one. I think even the boys are calling Puppy the savior for things. So that's good. But yeah, like what the Ringer just said, like given obviously Billy Slater would have gone to Puppy and gone, I need 25 of your absolute best. Look, he's not going to get picked next year, I would think, bar, multiple injuries and that sort of stuff and a depleted Queensland selection pool. He probably won't play Origin again. So, Billy going, oi, bud, 25 minutes, that's all I want from you. He will be just a wrecking ball. So hopefully it'll be really good if he absolutely irons someone out. Yeah, little talk of fairy tale sort of things happening for Queensland, so which is always good. Not too much chat coming out of the New South Wales camp. So yeah, mate,
Silence.
I think we can we can do this. Hey? Yeah. So hopefully it's not an ambush and they just absolutely fucking roll us. But no, there's talk of little Queensland upset, mates, and I am all for it.
That's it. I think with Tino as well, it's going to be good because Tino's known as that spiritual guy. He's had the sternum injury, but he did say that it hindered him, but it's better now.
Oh, good, yeah.
So I think him as a spiritual person, having Papa there as well, just that same vibe sort of going on, hopefully he gets up for it. And yeah, Billy would have just went to Papa, like, look, mate, you can sleep when you're fucking dead. Give us fucking 20 more minutes and you're done. Sail off into the sunset sort of thing. And no doubt it'll be one of those scenarios where Papa will have to be carried out on his shield because he won't fucking back down.
Yeah.
Even if injuries happen.
And do you think that might be part of the selection? Seeing that Tino, like, all the middle forward pressure's been put on Tino to take it to New South Wales. He's been trying too hard, I think. Like, it looks like he's been trying to do something, which is great, but it's been, degrading to his game because he's knocked on. He's, tried to get his arm free and lost the ball. He just hasn't come together. So that calming influence of having Puppy there that he doesn't have to worry about. Like, was he worried about what Mo was going to do? Do I have to take a bigger run now? Like, you wonder whether that's part of that selection to take a bit of pressure off Tino, who hasn't had, like, this is a scary thing for the Blues. Tino hasn't had a good game yet. So, fucking look out if he decides to turn one on.
Yeah, especially with Haas. Like, I don't want him to get hurt, but if he's taking cortisone shots in his back, like, the great man is just a great man. But I mean, even Hercules had a few fucking things going on. But anyway, I think that's us. Ringer's going to go die in a hole. Tell you what,
Right there.
I might wake up in the morning. I might wake up in the morning. Yeah.
Use my spoon.
A bit folded myself the way that this is going. But anyway, we'll fight on. Righto, Thoroughbreds, that's all from us. Give us your thoughts on the game. Give us your thoughts on what's going to happen with Origin. Did you like the podcast? Any points there that you disagreed, agreed with? If you're listening to this, you found us, so give us a like, give us a share, tell your mates, help us grow the podcast. Head over to our socials on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We are fastly approaching 1,000 followers on Instagram, so it's great to see. Got a great little community. We teamed up with the Kennel. It's good to see that there was a bit of chat in between the regulars of ours and the Kennel podcast. It's great stuff. A like on our post costs you guys nothing. Comment gives us motivation. Sharing our content introduces it to new people, and hitting that favorite button wherever you can gives us good insight to our engagement. Bet responsibly, bet for fun and not for the rent. Stay out of one another unless it's consensual. We'll gallop off into the sunset. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Thoroughbreds.
Get your shivers in, Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, shivers up.
Shivers.